the years passed, Bobby and I shared all normal high school experiences. First loves, double dating, Friday night football games, parties, dances. He was my friend, my confidant, my devil's advocate. It didn't matter that we were so different. He, the popular, self-assured football star. Me, the awkward, insecure girl in the corner. We were friends, regardless. Amelia Earhart once said, "A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and become new trees." Have you ever had something happen to you that you thought of years later? Something that just made you feel good about yourself? That made you smile? Bobby, I'm Smiling by Erin Keenan. It was spring of our senior year. I went to open my locker, and to my surprise, there was a beautiful flower. I looked around to see who might have left it, but no one stood by waiting to take credit. I knew that Gary, a guy in my history class, had a crush on me. Had he left it? As I stood wondering, my friend Tammy walked by. "Nice flower," she said. "Yeah, it is. It was in my locker without a note, but I think I know who gave it to me. I'm just not interested in dating him. But how do I tell him without hurting his feelings? You know Gary and I aren't anything alike. It would never work out." "Gary didn't leave you that flower. Bobby did." Bobby? Bobby Matthews? Later that morning, I carried the flower to class and I set it on my desk. Bobby noticed and said nonchalantly, "Nice flower." I smiled. "Yeah, it's beautiful." Minutes later, we stood to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and I leaned over and I whispered, "Thank you." As we took our seats, Bobby said, "For what?" I smiled. "The flower." At first, Bobby feigned ignorance, but when he realized I had discovered his secret, he responded, "But how did you know?" I simply smiled and asked why he had given it to me. He hesitated before answering, "I gave it to you because I wanted you to know you're special." In retrospect, as I look back over 17 years of friendship, I don't believe I ever loved Bobby more than I did in that moment. The flower itself paled in comparison with the kindness that meant the world to me then, and still does. As Bobby had hoped, I did feel special, not only on that day, but for many days to follow. To paraphrase Mark Twain, a person can live a month off a compliment. I know. I've done it. When my lovely flower finally wilted and died, I pressed it in a book. Over the years that followed, Bobby and I remained friends, though our lives took different paths. When Bobby was 25, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And shortly before his 27th birthday, he died. Since then, I've lost track of the times that I have recalled that spring day so long ago. But I still look at my pretty, pressed flower. And when I hear old cliches by someone who understood the meaning of a friend's love, and the lasting impression of a kind gesture. Bobby, I'm smiling.